The world has you convinced from short form content that in order to reinvent yourself or glow up, if you will, requires you to go out and spend $200 at Target buying bath products alone, might I add, going over here to Zara and getting just a few little outfit pieces, and then on top of all of that, spending another $600 getting a new sew-in install. The overconsumption of products is just insane in today's age, and that's because you have all of these different content creators who are new to the scene, who are really just about their bag, which I don't blame you, but they don't care enough about the audience or the audience's circumstances. So they're pushing all of these products back to back to back, trying to get them to spend more money because they want to raise their commission that they receive on the back end. That's the issue right there. And because of that, it's causing everyday consumers, you guys, the viewers, the subscribers, it is causing you guys to fall under false pretenses. And those false pretenses are that, well, until I acquire certain things, I can't consider myself elevating into the next era. This is a lie. And it stops today. Welcome back, my loves. We're getting into a talk today about entering your poised and polished era this summer and how to radiate that poised and polished energy. As always, you can follow me on Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok if you want to do some style content, some beauty, some hair, all of the above. We do that on the short form content, but over here on YouTube, we are keeping it all about the conversation. One thing that I want you to keep in mind is while, yes, I am talking to the babes specifically who want to enter that poised and polished era, these 10 tips that I have today can help with any era that you are wanting to step into. It is all about creating a system that specifically works for you. So just before we get into the 10 tips today, what is it about the poised and polished era? The poised and polished era just screams clean. It screams clean, it screams classic. It kind of has that old money vibe a little bit going on, but then it has that soft, feminine, girly girl appeal to it. And at the end of the day, I feel like it just embodies effortless beauty. And I am at a stage in my life where I want to give effortless beauty. Everything about poised and polished, baby, is elegance, okay? Elegance at its finest. But not only is it elegant, it also gives that grown and sexy feel to it. But one thing that I want you to understand right now, babes, there are no prerequisites here, okay? You are not waiting on an acceptance letter to tell you that you are cleared in order to step into this era. No, you make the decision to elevate, and that's exactly what you do. With that being said, a majority of your transformation or your glow up, if you will, is only going to be 10% physical appearance. 90% of your transformation is going to be mental. That's why when you make the decision to step into a new era, you can do it just like that, because majority of it is going to come from a mental transformation. So I have 10 tips today, and I broke them down into 4 different categories, but it is only right that we start with the majority, and the majority is focusing on mental transformation. So the first category is the category that I'm calling the new normal, and it's the new mental normal. So the first tip out of the gate is going to be don't back down or back out. The moment that you accept that you are stepping into a new era, you need to 100% act according to this idea that you are now accepting as true. You need to act as if you are in your poised and polished era. This is not something that you have to take months and years to do. You just decide in that moment, this is the person that I want to be, and you start acting accordingly. Which kind of brings me into tip number 2, which is you are not an imposter. You are legit. Let's be clear, you're not portraying somebody that you're not. It's not like you're trying to put a mask on and pretend to be someone else. You are deciding that you are someone else and that you are going to act as if you are this new and improved version. Try this for an exercise this summer. Because you are stepping into your poised and polished era, you might start elevating your dining experiences. So maybe 3 to 5 times this summer, more if you can, I want you to pick a restaurant that is totally out of your comfort zone, something very elegant, very chic, somewhere that you have not been, and try foods that you have not tried before. And when you are in those environments, I want you to tell yourself, I am supposed to be here. Walk in there confidently. Walk with your chest up, with your head held high, and just know that you are supposed to be in the room. I have had that happen like before. I've gone into a restaurant, I'm like, wow, I feel like this is too fancy for me. No, it's not. Don't tell yourself that it's too fancy. Tell yourself that that is where you're supposed to be. So that is, again, a way that you can practice getting away from that imposter syndrome. You're supposed to be in the room. So tip number 3 is to create a romanticized mini routine. We want to elevate our daily life experience to match this poised and polished era that we want to step into. And by doing so, we need to get very specific and very detail oriented on the little things that we can start changing every single day to match that era. What time do you rise in your new and improved poised and polished era? What time do you go to the gym? What time do you go for your morning walk? How do you look when you go to the gym or go for your morning walk? Do you have cute little matching sets that you're putting on? Are you putting on makeup? Are you smelling good when you go to the gym? And if you are struggling, or if you don't have matching sets, cutesy little outfits that you can put on to go walking or go to the gym, honey, get on Shein. I went on there and I got probably 2 or 3 matching sets, and I think I paid maybe $11 to $13 or $15 per set. But these are the things that you want to pay attention to. When you're in a new and improved era, you want to present yourself in that way, regardless of the situation. So I don't care if I'm going to the gym. I'm not going to go to the gym just looking like anything. I want to have on a matching set. Now, me personally, I don't put on makeup to go to the gym because I already have sensitive skin. So if I sweat and makeup gets in, it's just a big old mess. But some people like putting on a very light layer of makeup to go to the gym. So again, paying attention to the small details. What are you doing when you get home? Are you having a matcha? Are you having a latte? Are you having a chai tea? What are you drinking it out of? Are you drinking it from a regular cup? Or do you have maybe the glass little containers with the bamboo lids and a straw, the little cutesy aesthetic? Whatever you need to do to pay attention to all of the little details, romanticize it. Literally just that little glass cup with the bamboo lid and the straw. To me, that's romanticizing me having a cutesy little drink at home and reading a book. It doesn't have to be a major change. It can be smaller little details that allow you to begin to romanticize your life in order to match that poised and polished era. Now, of course, we could go on and on, but I only have 10 tips today. So we need to go ahead and move into category number 2, which is grooming essentials. Tip number 4 is finding your signature scent. And honestly, this is probably the most expensive thing that you will hear on this list. And that's because most perfumes generally run anywhere from $50 to $100 or more, because we know perfumes can get on the luxury, expensive type end, but honestly, for an everyday scent, this is probably going to be anywhere from $50 to $100. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to go to the store. I want you to test some perfumes in the store. Before you make a purchase, I want you to ask for samples. The reason I want you to ask for samples before spending your hard-earned money is so that you can see what that perfume is going to dry down into. The reason being is because everybody's body emits a certain fragrance naturally. So you might smell a perfume in store and think that it smells good, but once it is on your person and you've allowed that dry down a couple, for an hour or 2, and then you're starting to hit the middle notes of that scent, you'll know how that perfume is going to smell on you. I'll give you guys an example. I bought some Tom Ford Soleil Neige once before. When I smelled it in store, I went to Nordstrom, smelled it in store, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's super light. It was giving like that fresh citrus, kind of just everyday smell. And I'm like, oh, perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. We all know Tom Ford is a little on the pricier end. It's about $300 a bottle after tax. Honestly, if it's regular price, depending on what store you get it from, it's about $300. I bought the Tom Ford, I sprayed it the next day, and like 3 hours later, I was like, it did not dry down good on me. It was not giving fresh scent. Obviously, you guys, this is nothing against Tom Ford. I believe they have some amazing fragrances. I've smelled several others since then, But for me personally, that one in particular just didn't smell good on my person. I want you guys to get samples. I want you to test out how that fragrance is going to smell on you, and then you invest in the money. Find your signature scent. You do not have to break the bank, and this is something that can just amplify how you present yourself, how you smell, and all of that for your polished or poised and polished era. I was about to say it backwards. Tip number 5 is to create your perfect glowing skin routine. Again, you do not have to go out and spend $200 and $300 at a time getting body and skin care products to create a routine. This is completely unnecessary. Create a skin and body care routine that is specific to your individual needs. Right now, one of my focus points is getting rid of my strawberry legs. So for me, my body care routine is going to include at least a cleanser that has some type of vitamin C or even tone product to it, so that when I'm cleansing my body, I can get even skin tone as I'm using it. I'm going to get my ordinary toning solution that's going to help me tone my legs. I'm going to have an exfoliator. You do not have to have an expensive exfoliating scrub. Just get something simple, or honestly, you can even make one at home. And then do the same thing when it comes to your basic skincare, glowing skincare routine. Start with a good cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer. That is literally all you need to get started in order to create a skincare routine. A cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer, and then you want to get an oil, especially at night, that you can seal in that moisture before you go to sleep. Add in things like serums and eye creams and all of the extras. Add that in if that works for your budget. But again, we are not trying to break the bank here. We just want to do the small little starting things that get us on track, and we can grow later on down the line. But you do not need to jump into this process spending money willy-nilly when you know you don't have it. That is not the goal here. And then always remember, if you're a natural babe like me, I love getting into my kitchen and finding anything that I can do that are products that are all natural remedies. A good turmeric mask. I've done and talked about all of these before. A turmeric mask, a baking soda mask, deep clay Indian mask. You can do these things right at home, cost little to nothing. I mean, turmeric is what, $3 a little container? I mean, it's simple. Get some honey, mix in some Greek yogurt. There you have it. A mask that you can put not only on your face, I've even put it under my arms and on my knees to begin to get some of those dark spots away from my skin. But again, this is all to say, create a routine that works for your budget and make sure that it's specific to whatever you're trying to correct at the time. And then you can change it as it progresses. Tip number 6, following along with the grooming essentials, is hair care on a budget for your signature look. One thing that I absolutely love about that poised and polished look is, again, the effortless beauty. I love seeing the ponytail look. I am a ponytail girl through and through. Now that I have natural hair, I've been natural now for almost 9 years, but being natural is a little harder because I have to slick my hair down in sections and it's not as easy as before. But I love a good sleek bun moment, sleek ponytail, braided ponytail moment. It just gives effortless again. So you want to create a hair care routine centered around the needs of how you're wearing your hair. If you wear a lot more ponytail hairstyles, yes, you're going to deep condition weekly, but you might want to add in an extra layer in that, because when you wear your hair in that many ponytails, it does have a tendency to break off in some of those spots. So you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. If you are a sew-in girl, make sure that you are not putting as much heat on your hair. That way your hair can be protected and it's still a protective style, and you're not constantly putting the flat iron on it every other day. If you are rocking the braids like I am right now, make a good at-home oil. I actually prefer making at-home hair oils than buying them in the store. Go ahead and get you some rosemary, some mint, get a good carrier oil dependent on what is specific to your hair texture. Get a good carrier oil, make an oil at home. That oil is cheaper to make by hand and store at home than going out and buying something. So again, you want to create hair care and hair care routines that are specific to the needs of your texture of hair. We can get advice from other videos that we watch, but again, you need to tailor this specific to specifically to what your hair needs to thrive and grow. Okay, so we've covered the grooming essentials, just the bare minimum basics. Like I said, we're not gonna spend too much time. So now let's go ahead and roll on into category number 3, which is confidence boosters. And that brings me on into tip number 7, which I have as craft your wardrobe basics. Now, obviously, this is where the 10% kicks in. We get to actually make the necessary changes to reflect on the outside what we are feeling on the inside. I myself have been having so much fun in this little 10% area with my wardrobe changes, and I'll pop a few pictures on the screen, but I have really been prioritizing getting my basics. One thing that I struggled with years ago was I would get all of these different type outfits, different types of statement pieces, but I didn't have like a cohesive flow in my closet. Like, I can't change out everything at one time, but I just didn't get things at the time that made sense. So now I'm prioritizing getting all of my basics. It's great to have a great bodysuit. Like, obviously I'm just wearing a plain white bodysuit today. You wanna have at least 3 good pairs of pants. 2 of them can be maybe some tailored trouser type pants. 1 of them can be a good pair of jeans. 1 of them, you know, if you want to add in like maybe some loose linen type pants, just getting very basic pieces that you can rewear. Because again, if you're somebody like me, I haven't been able to just change out my whole entire wardrobe yet. I have to make do with what I can do at the time. But one thing that I can say is I'm knocking out all of my neutral tones now. That way I can prioritize getting a few more color statement pieces as I'm growing my wardrobe. You wanna have a very simple everyday purse, maybe a simple everyday pair of sandals that you can throw on or wear with multiple items. And of course, you wanna have some good everyday accessories. I always wear my JBW watch. I wear this watch pretty much every day. I've got this Ana Luisa bracelet that I have had for probably a year now. I wear this every single day. You can look back at every video and you can probably see I wear this every single day. It has not tarnished. It has not broken me out. It has not turned green. It has none of that. This is some good lasting jewelry. This is not sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you guys. You want to get pieces that are going to be able to use every single day with any kind of outfit, regardless of if you are dressing up or dressing down. Tailored, iron, attention to detail. You want to pay attention to these things so that your overall look is polished. The remainder of the tips require 0 money at all. It's all about how you're presenting yourself, your overall mannerisms, again, mindful awareness. So let's go ahead and jump into number 8, which is it's not the clothes, it's the woman. You have to radiate that poised and polished energy regardless of if you are dressed up for the day or whether you are at home relaxing, no makeup on, in basic clothes. You have to radiate the same energy at both times. So when the clothes come off, are you as confident, bare, as you are when you put on the hair, the makeup, and you're all dressed up for the day? Again, this is an instance where you need to focus on the mental transformation that you need to have to radiate that same confidence regardless of what you look like during the day. So tip number 9 in my confidence boosters category is grace under pressure. A lady can cuss you out without the use of profanity or raising her voice. I've been on an Empire binge right now. I went back and watched the whole entire series, but it made me think of when Anika said to Cookie,
"Do you even know what a debutante is? A bougie hoe with a lot of money. A hoe who can slice your throat without even disturbing her pearls."
Confidence lies in the person who is unbothered and who cannot be disturbed. My 4th and final category, which only has 1 tip, is called Poise, Etiquette, and Presentation. And my number 10 tip is going to be to become your own posture police and focus on your mannerisms. How do you sit? Right now, I'm trying to focus on making sure that my posture is in place. I have a bad habit of slouching, and that's because most of the times we are all on our phones and we're hunched over, or we're at the computer and we're hunched over. We want to make sure that we are giving off the posture. Gosh, I'm tongue-tied. We're giving off the posture of that poised and polished woman. So we want to make sure that We have great posture. Our shoulders are back. When we sit down, our chest is up, our head is held high. You want to pay attention to when you're eating with other people. How do you eat? Are you eating with your elbows on the table? Are you paying attention to how you are presenting yourself at the dinner table? How do you speak? Do you speak loudly over everybody, or do you speak in a soft and calm manner? Do you walk as if you have confidence, or are you walking like you're just in a hurry with your head down trying to pass everybody on the street? You need to have mindful awareness of your body language. Remember, body language can tell it all. I can tell exactly how a person is feeling from their body language, and they don't need to speak a word. So paying attention to your overall body language. Is it welcoming? Is it friendly? Is it giving off that poised and polished energy? If you begin correcting yourself every single day, every single moment that you notice something incorrect that you want to change, and you make that correction, as time goes on, you'll begin to auto-correct yourself, and you won't even have to spend as much mindful awareness on it, because you'll begin to just do it second nature. So those were my 10 tips on how to radiate that poised and polished energy this summer. I myself am very much present in this era. These are personal things that I have worked on in my life that have helped me to get to this point. We are not perfect, but we have made great strides in giving off that new era energy. As always, I pray that this video was super helpful to you, that gives you some encouragement to help you think about some things that you might want to change in your era that you're embarking on, whether that's the poised and polished era or whether that's another era. I really hope that it gave you some encouragement and just got your gears going to think about some ways that you want to change in your current journey. Comment down below. Don't forget to like this video if you were feeling the vibes, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button if you were feeling the vibes as well. But I'm going to go ahead and check on out of here because I am hungry and I need to make myself some lunch. And yeah, that's all I have. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye, my loves.